Hello world, definitely not a controversial topic we're discussing in today's video, only some new charges along the lines of what the US Department of Justice is terming cyber-enabled disinformation, hardly a topic that's going to divide opinion or something silly like that. So, new charges have been levied against multiple Iranian individuals for the crime of attempting to intimidate and influence American voters, and otherwise undermine voter confidence and sow discord in connection with the 2020 US presidential election. This is potentially state-sponsored, but we'll get to that in a bit. I thought a bit about whether it would even be a good idea to cover this topic, but luckily the Iranians, allegedly, went after both sides of the political divide in their campaign, and so I think I can talk about this from an objective standpoint. And besides, some of the tactics used in this saga of events made me laugh. This wasn't a very astutely executed campaign, so let's jump into it. As the recently unsealed indictment explains, the first phase of the voter intimidation and influence campaign occurred in or about September and October of 2020, when the bad actors attempted to hack 11 state voter websites. They failed to hack all but one of their targets. The unlucky website is being referred to as belonging to State 1. Sadly, that's as specific as we're going to get. We don't know how they hacked into it, but we do know that they did manage to harvest data on actual real voters. They utilised the emails they had scooped up from Phase 1 for Phase 2, sending tens of thousands of fake emails. The emails were spoofed to give the illusion that they were being sent by the Proud Boys. The subject line rather ominously said, "Vote for Trump, or else!" With the email itself saying that we are in possession of all your information. You are currently registered as a Democrat, and we know this because we have gained access into the entire voting infrastructure. You will vote for Trump on election day, or we will come after you. Change your party affiliation to Republican to let us know you received our message and will comply. We will know which candidate you voted for. And then it says your address, followed by a placeholder for the recipient's address. Now, some emails were sent with the victim's true addresses, because of course this information had been compromised in Phase 1, but others simply received a placeholder instead, #address#. Yet another archetypal, badly worded and badly executed emails from bad actors. At the end of the email, there's a random link. Now, this isn't an attempt to download malware onto the victim's PC, but rather if you click this, a video is downloaded. The video is interesting, a very cringe attempt at disinformation. I scoured the interwebs searching for this video because FYI the link is dead. I eventually came across an unlisted upload by Vice News. They've redacted the video somewhat, but let's take a look. The video is simply a screen recording made using Kali Linux. The desktop has a Proud Boys logo as its background, because of course that's who's being impersonated here. Now, the video appears to show them hacking into state voter websites and creating false absentee ballots. In reality, they're not. They've simulated the intrusion using their own servers. However, they have used real user data in this video, which they gathered from the first phase of their campaign, which explains why Vice have blurred out so much. I've muted the audio from the video so I don't get copy striked, though I'm getting a kind of 2007 YouTube tutorial vibe from this. The song that the miscreants have as background music is on the same level as Dreamscape, look that up for a shot of nostalgia, and we've got the miscreants typing into a text editor to explain what they're doing. It's just as low effort as the email, if not worse, definitely crossing into the territory of cringe. And this next bit really makes me wonder if this whole operation might be some kind of a false flag. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. So a Reuters article from October, when this all went down, explains that some of the blurring in the video was done by the hackers to hide their personal information, like IP addresses in the terminal window, that kind of thing. However, they weren't very good at blurring, so much so that the original video shows snippets of revealing computer code, including file paths, file names, and an IP address. Now, Reuters quoted anonymous inside sources, which said, security analysts found that the IP address, hosted through an online service called WorldStream, traced back to previous Iranian hacking activity. Either they made a dumb mistake or wanted to get caught, said a senior US government official who asked not to be identified. However, this same source went on to say, "We are not concerned about this activity being some kind of a false flag due to other supporting evidence. This was Iran." Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. There really isn't enough evidence here for me to say either way. This video wasn't just sent to intimidate Democrats, it was also sent to Republicans, claiming that the Democratic Party was planning to exploit serious security vulnerabilities in state voter registration websites. And so I think it's fairly clear that whoever did this was simply trying to raise the temperature of the election, not to the advantage of either side in particular, but just to rile both sides up, contributing to destabilization. The duo accused of these crimes have had a $10 million bounty slapped on their heads, though of course they're in Iran, presumably, so they won't be facing a trial anytime soon, if ever. The indictment alleges that these two worked for an Iranian company purported to provide security services within Iran, whose clients include the Iranian government. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. Of course, I'll link the indictment and all the other sources below. Big thank you to Roboform for sponsoring this video. I personally use and recommend their password manager, and it's currently 50% off for this month only. Roboform keeps your passwords encrypted until you need them, and notifies you if any of your passwords have been included in a data breach, helping you stay secure. Roboform is one of the OGest password managers. They've been around since the 90s. Use the link in the description to grab an annual subscription for just $12. $12! And there's a 30-day refund policy if you aren't happy with Roboform for any reason. If you enjoy this kind of video, make sure to help me out by fondling the like button for the YouTube AI, as well as turning on those sub notifications. If you want to see what goes on behind the scenes, make sure to follow me on the Instagrams. I'm @Jonty, I will of course link it in the description. And if you're looking for something to watch next, go check out my previous video on how the FBI was hacked by a troll. As always, sources will be linked in the video description. Stay tuned for more hacking videos, and have a good one.